Welcome to the dark side of travel. So you've dared to come jaunt with me. Thank you. Let me introduce myself. I'm Courtney Maroc, Ambassador of Dark and Paranormal Tourism for Haunt Jaunts, a destination for restless spirits who dig hauntings, true crime, horror, Halloween, and weird days. I'll be your host and guide for this listening adventure. Looks like we've been cleared for takeoff, so buckle up, sit back, and enjoy the ride. Okay, so today I'm really excited to talk with somebody from Ghoulish Goodies, the man behind the whole company, Kevin. So, hi, Kevin. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Courtney. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, yay! I'm so excited. So you and I, we can give everybody a little bit of background that we've never actually talked. So this is our first time getting to talk with each other.
Yeah.
But we've definitely been exchanging emails pretty much, I want to say, since you started Ghoulish Goodies. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
what's
Yeah, actually, even a little before, because I knew I was, I was going to launch it and everything, and I was trying to find like-minded people, who would be interested in helping me get the word out. So it's been a while.
okay? Good. Yay. I thought so. So I didn't know I was on the ground. I knew it was pretty close to the beginning because that was when you were just pretty much operating off of Facebook to
That's
start, right?
correct. That is
But
definitely correct. Yes,
now you have ghoulishgoodies.net.
that is correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's awesome. It's got so much. So I'm really excited to talk to you about it because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it out there that for any of my newsletter subscribers, I'm going to send you a special newsletter just for this. And it'll have the details on how to enter, but you get to go check out Ghoulish Goodies. And I am going to buy one lucky for an early Christmas present. I'm going to buy them an early one of the budget boxes of their choice.
Oh, that is so nice.
So
Thank you.
somebody's names will get drawn and then they'll win. So because I want people, I'm hoping to incentivize them to go look at all that you have on there. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, if
Yeah.
you like horror stuff, you've got horror, Halloween, horror movie. I mean, you've really got the gamut covered.
Thank you. And we also can do things outside of horror and Halloween as well. So, for instance, my one friend is a cat lady, and she had gotten a new kitty, and she wanted to celebrate, his first this and that. So she said, "Can you make me a birthday box for my cat? Can you make me a Valentine's Day box for my cat?" And she liked, yeah, and she liked those so much, Courtney, that then when she had her hysterectomy, she said, "Can you make me a hysterectomy / menopause box?" And I was like, "Okay, that's different." But you know what? I rose to the occasion, and she was over the moon with it. And there's videos for all those unboxings as well that she made. So,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
yeah, so I can do any kind of box. I also launched wedding boxes, both what I call white wedding and black wedding. So white wedding being your traditional, kind of wedding box where like you could have a little mystery box for the bride or the groom, or guests if you want to get, depending on what their budget is and stuff, we could put together little personalized, boxes that they would put on the table for maybe,
Wow.
yeah. So like, let's just say, um,
Even for like the bridegroom party and the
exact,
bridesmaids. I mean,
exactly, just a little, just a little something that shows that they, how much they appreciate them in their lives by telling us, okay, well, they like, this kind of candy, they like this kind of movie, they like, this kind of book or whatever it is. And then we just put together a nice little thing just, based on, personalized, based on what they like. And when they open that little box at the wedding, at the reception or whatever, they see wow, a lot of thought was really put into this, and this is something that is so personal, and it's just a little box of some of personalized items that they would say they would love everything that's in it because it's all the things that they love.
They love that's so cool, and it also it answers because I was going to ask you about both the cat thing and the wedding boxes. I noticed because sometimes I go out on your site and I hadn't noticed that before, so I was like, oh, that's something that's new. So you covered, but the thing I saw something and I can't remember where I saw with the hysterectomy, and I died because it says something like cats not kids, and it busted me up. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
she really loves her cats, and so I started, like, kind of looking around and going, what can I do to make this really that much, that really special, but also kind of have it be within the realm of something that she really likes. So what I did was I didn't want to make it just only hysterectomy, so I kind of mixed the cats into that as well. So, like,
Aw.
yeah, so for instance, I make a lot of we make a lot of our own wrapping paper. It's very special. We either get it from other artists that make wrapping paper, or we design it ourselves and print it ourselves. And so in the case of this, there were little cats with little nurse hats on,
Oh,
and that was, yeah. and
that's
and then and then
awesome.
we wanted to be a little bit silly and morbid, and so some of the wrapping was red tissue, things like that. and the and the box, we used a lot of white tissue for the whole hospital clean experience and stuff like that. So yeah, so it was really fun, and if you watch the video, you'll get a kick out of it. We found a stuffed fallopian tube with a smile face on it, and things like
Okay,
that.
so where is the video?
Oh, okay. So you can find the videos in two different places. You can find it on our Facebook page under videos. So on excuse me, it's facebook.com/ghoulish goodies shop.
Okay.
And under videos you'll find it there. And then also on our YouTube page as well.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys were on YouTube too, so I gotta go make sure to follow there.
Yes, in
Awesome.
fact, in fact, all of our links are on our Facebook page, to our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube, and obviously our Facebook. Yeah, and our website. Everything is right there as well. And if people want to find out more about Ghoulish Goodies, and kind of almost like a question answer kind of FAQ thing, the very first pinned post on our Facebook page, on our Ghoulish Goodies shop Facebook page, explains in great detail who we are, how we came to be, and most importantly, what can what is a mystery box, and what can you expect in your mystery boxes and things like that. So, a lot of those questions that people have are answered there as well.
Oh, that's really cool. And so, just for people listening who maybe are lazy and don't want to take the time
I
to
know,
read,
right? No one does
um,
these days.
how did you get started? Like, what? Why were you like, hey, I think I'm gonna make these boxes, which is awesome because it fills a niche that I think really wasn't there.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, okay, before this, I've most of my life I was in the music industry. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, DJ, promoter,
That
everything.
explains. You have such a great voice. I was like, you should be on the radio, and you. That explains a lot. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I
Thank you.
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, 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 thank you. I get that. I get that sometimes. But the music industry had just gotten to a point where it just, you know, everybody was buying everything. Excuse me, no one was buying anything because they were getting it for free. The music industry was kind of going down the drain, and my music promotions company just kind of took a dive, just like a lot of promotions companies, because if nobody's buying the music, then people can't really afford to make the music anymore, and they definitely cannot afford to hire promoters to promote their music. So I just saw it was the windows of opportunity were getting smaller and smaller, and I had to get out. And I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and I just kind of felt like, this is just not working out anymore and stuff. And so then I came back to Ohio, where we are located now. My mom was having some health issues. She's better now, but at the time she was. And so I kind of came back home to do some caretaking. And around that time, I had a lot of time to think. And I was kind of like, okay, well, I always thought the music industry was going to be my life, from birth to grave.
Oh.
But it changed, and I honestly didn't know what to do with myself. And so I have bought mystery boxes before, and I love the whole fun of mystery boxes. But I always felt like there was something missing with mystery boxes, and just there's it's like people had the here's a box, here's some stuff. It's a mystery, and you get what you get. And a lot of times I'd say, okay, and literally what they would do is just take the stuff, throw it in a box, and call it a day. And sometimes there was a card in there, sometimes there wasn't. Sometimes it was personalized, sometimes it wasn't, but it never felt personal. It never felt like an experience. And I started thinking, you know, what do you do when your career was everything to you and that's all you knew how to do, and now you need another purpose in life? And I started thinking, like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to be a fireman now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just,
Exactly.
you just don't know, like, and if it isn't coming to you, it's almost like you have to force it. So I sat there and I said, what do I like? Oh, I love Halloween, I love horror, I love Christmas, I love well, I like those things. And I started thinking, okay. And then I thought, you know I could do a mystery box. I thought, no, because the thing that like made some of these mystery boxes really special is they had like handmade crafts. And trust me, you don't want any of my handmade crafts.
That's me. It's like a 5-year-old.
Right. Yeah. I don't think people would think that's cool. And so the thing is I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, you don't need to be an artist. You have a whole website for artists. And I said, what? And she said, Etsy. I said, oh, I never even thought of that. And I said, I could buy from these artists and personally support these artists. And then that is what would make my boxes that much more special. So that was the original idea. I would have store-bought items, and then I would have these other items that were like handmade from all these different artists, anything from soaps and bath bombs to stickers to stuffed dolls to whatever. And I was like, okay, that makes this box really special as it is. But what else could make this box, this whole experience an experience? Because it wasn't really an experience. I still felt like I was still like other mystery boxes. And I thought, I was really blessed when I grew up to have a family who really loved to celebrate holidays like Christmas and Easter and Halloween. And at Christmas time, it just felt magical. There was something really magical about Halloween. There was something really magical about Christmas. And I wanted to give that feeling in a box, like a virtual reality kind of like feeling of when you open this box, it's the feeling of Christmas morning and Halloween night.
Ooh.
And I put a lot of thought into it, and I said, I am not just going to throw a bunch of random stuff in a box. I am going to make this an experience. So you're not just paying for the stuff in the box, you're paying for the whole overall experience. So what you can expect in each box, without giving too much away, is all of the gifts are hand wrapped, gift wrapped. And a lot of the wrapping paper is homemade. It's either made by an artist or it's one of a kind that we found designs, and then we found designs we liked online or pictures we liked online, and then we had that made into wrapping paper. So you have that. It makes you feel like, wow, this is something really different, really special. Like for instance, like our monster theme ones has Universal Monsters wrapping paper designed by this one artist.
Oh,
It's
cool.
very colorful, and she's an excellent artist. Then we have another one for all of our horror boxes, which is all of these scenes from horror movies that are drawn almost like sketches.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
just, oh, it's incredible. And it's so much fun to look at the wrapping paper, because you try to figure out what movie each of the scenes are from, and it's just it's a lot of fun. And then there's that, that feeling like a young child with, all of that light and excitement in your eyes, when Santa has just come and you have this box that shows up at your door, and you open the box, and as soon as you open it, it's Halloween and Christmas coming alive. There's a big treat bag with all these other little tiny treat bags inside that treat bag, and they all have all the kind of candy that you remember from a kid. All the
Oh,
Oh yeah, it's all, and also creepy kind of candy and little toys and all kinds of things. So it's just an overall experience, and that is what I feel makes Ghoulish Goodies up, set apart from all any other company, because I have yet, knock wood, I have yet to see anybody else who does what we do. Not saying that we're better or worse than anybody, but I just wanted people to feel that. And so you can see that in the unboxing videos and stuff like that. It's really fun to watch these videos. That's one of the biggest things for me, is watching these people and their reactions and their excitement, when they open these boxes. It is really like watching a kid open um, a box at Christmas,
oh
on
my
Christmas
gosh.
morning.
And do you have that on your YouTube, or do
We
you
do.
like, okay.
Yes. Yes. All of our unboxing videos are like that. Now, a few people took it to the level of, I never asked anyone to make these boxes. And my friends on their own, they bought the boxes. I didn't commission anyone to make boxes, excuse me, to buy boxes or to make videos or to leave reviews. A few of my friends said, "Oh, do you want me to leave reviews?" I'm like, "Not if you don't buy a box." I mean, it's I want this to be from the the starting gate. I want it to be pure. I want it to be honest. I want it to be real. There's no scam. There's no nothing. I want people to be happy with everything. And that is why it's kind of like that saying, treat people the way you want to be treated. I want to have a company that if I was buying from me, I would be happy, I would be satisfied, I would be excited. So it's really fun to watch, these people open these boxes and discover the things inside. There was a whole thing recently. I talked to you briefly about that. It was called spooky baskets, and it seemed to be all the rage this Halloween. Pen pals and people, making baskets for each other, of little baskets and things like that, for Halloween,
Oh, yeah.
and just trading it with each other and stuff. Well, I thought, that is such a great idea. Even though I'm kind of already doing that, why don't I make spooky boxes? I can make
Oh,
them more affordable. And yes, it will be not more high end stuff, but it's going to be really fun stuff. And if you go into different stores in different states, you're going to find different things. And so the thing is like, it's really fun that I find all these different things either online or in our local stores, and put all this together, and then people get all these things that they can't get anywhere. And
ah,
see what I'm saying? And it's really fun. It's just a fun thing. And I was doing the research on it, kind of watching how people were putting these together, and they were like, dollar store items or dime store items and stuff, but they were really cute little Halloween things. So I amp it up a little bit more than that. It's not like you're getting a bunch of like how do I put this? Inexpensive uh stuff that you would not consider has value. It's all things that Halloween lovers or horror lovers would love. And
oh.
Yeah, and so that's what the spooky boxes are. They're just fun things, like, and so for instance, if you watch this one girl, she opens a spooky box, and she shows all the different little things that you get. And a lot of people have accused me of giving away the farm, but like I said, the thing is for me, this is kind of like the second, career slash, I hate to use the word hobby, but I really enjoy making people happy, sharing something that I really love, like my love of horror and Halloween and Christmas and stuff. And so, I encourage, but don't expect, or there's no obligation, people to share your videos. When you open these boxes, if you are willing to go on camera, and even if you're not willing to go on camera, you don't have to show your face. You can
Just show the
you can just
box, yeah.
just yeah, just show the boxes you're opening it, and then we can hear your reactions and stuff like that. If we can see your reactions, that's even better. But that is how we all come together as a community, and we can all enjoy this together. And that is what I want. I didn't want just someone somewhere in Kalamazoo to get this box and no one ever heard of it, and no one ever sees it, no one ever hears their reactions, things like that. And that happens all the time. People buy boxes, I never hear from them. I hope that they loved what they got. Sometimes they don't leave reviews. People are busy, or they don't think to do it, or whatever, and stuff like that. But knock wood, I have never had any complaints. So
Oh.
yeah, so that's a pretty good track record.
Yeah, and I mean it's really cool. And the thing is, like, I know I didn't get this whole podcast thing. I'm still new at it, but
Oh, no worries.
I didn't even think about that. And then the other day I was like, you know what, that would be a really cool interview about, like, I've written about you a couple of times, I think, on my blog, and I want to do a post for horror addicts, because they I think that's really an audience that would totally dig this. But then I know that people who follow me too would. But I knew with Christmas coming up, you this is any time of the year, but you also have holiday boxes like your
We do.
Blackest Xmas and your Nightmare Before.
Yes.
I mean, that's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Like for instance, when I first started, um, the idea for the boxes, because actually, I launched this company on Black Friday of last year, of 2018.
Oh,
Yeah, so it hasn't. We're not even, not even a year old yet, and we've, been, fairly successful, and I'm very blessed for that. I'm very grateful for that. But I'm hoping that I can reach more people, and more people I can share this experience, and they can, um, experience Ghoulish Goodies is not just, oh, I'm just buying a box of stuff. I really like want to see all of these people become children at Christmas time and on Halloween night. I mean, that is, just because you get older, it's not that you lose that. I think a lot of people lose that magic, but then you're always going to have that little kid inside of you that,
yeah.
right? That gets excited about, I mean, everybody. If you, all of your listeners, anybody who loves Halloween or Christmas, I can tell you right now, when you go to the store and they just start putting out the Halloween stuff, we're all like kids at Christmas time.
Yes, we go crazy.
We do. We get so excited. And even if we don't buy anything because there's nothing that really grabs our eye, we get excited that it's there. And this
Yep.
starts in June.
Yes, yes. Yeah, trust me. I keep my eyes open. I'm like, is there any Halloween yet? Is there any Halloween yet? It's
Yup,
like an
yup.
obsession.
Exactly, and it's so much fun though, and you get so excited, and it gives you so much joy. That is the feeling that I want everyone who buys a Ghoulish Goodie, either box, one of our mystery boxes, or any of our items. And besides Ghoulish, besides our mystery boxes, we also have home goods, like, beautiful, really soft, huge blankets that are Halloween themed. And we have, horror pillows like Michael Myers and Evil Dead, and, and Goosebumps and all kinds of things like that. And then we have we have traditional, things like the retro. We have the retro Black Cat, Scratch Cat, and we have the little ghost and all these types of things like that. So then we have like, candlesticks and candy bowls and all kinds of home goods and t-shirts, all kinds of things like that. So we're not just mystery boxes.
No, and even little action figures like
Yes.
Dracula and
Dracula.
Freddy Krueger,
Yes.
Frankenstein. It's so awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and
And the Invisible Man. Oh my gosh, just people, you have to go see that, because who would have thought an Invisible Man little action figure dude? That's hilarious.
yeah, yeah, and the thing is like I said, we all become children again when we see these things, and that is the whole point of Ghoulish Goodies, and that's what I want people to feel. I think what happens is people get so caught up in running a business. Even I, get there too, and you say, how do I reach these people, and how do I, like you want to, get as much business as possible. You want to, like, become almost like an assembly line. But then as soon as that starts to happen, I say, wait, no, no, no. Every single box has to have the same kind of love and attention and passion as the box before it, because every customer is unique, and
Yeah.
and that is really important. And if you watch these videos, you will never, like, of the unboxing videos, you will never see one video that looks like the other video in any way,
Oh,
because
that's what's funny? This theme has come up all week. So I do another podcast with my friends Sarah and Dee Dee. It's called A Hot Mess. And we were kind of talking about, I don't even remember how this came up, but oh, it was for our Halloween episode, and Sarah, we all kind of just had different things we were gonna bring to that, and we were gonna video record it, our first one. And so Sarah said, well, it's kind of like trick or treating. When you go trick or treating, you come home with a bag, and you never know what's in it. But are you ever really disappointed? And we're like, well, no. And that sounds kind of like what you're describing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, no, not at all. And see, you get it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said, there's the wrapped presents inside. There's some surprises as well. And then you get, like, I wanted to find those treat bags from, like, back in the day, the plastic with the handle,
oh
that
gosh,
you would remember when you go to the grocery
yeah,
store, they'd have them for free at the grocery store, and that.
oh gosh,
Yeah, and then but eventually, like, we were like, okay, we outgrew those real quick. I mean, when you're a little kid, that was cool, but after that, it became like a pillowcase is much bigger, it's much stronger.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but I wanted that kind of feel. And then there was so many cool little treat bags to choose from that I just was like, well, why just put one treat bag when I could have so many little treat bags? So I take all this little candy and put them in all these little treat bags, and put those treat bags in a bigger treat bag. Yeah, it's really fun. It's just a really fun experience. It's fun to put the boxes together, and it actually takes me 2 to 4 hours to put one box together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I didn't have, that's a great, I would never thought to ask how long. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'll get that. I'll have to get that time down, because right now Ghoulish Goodies is primarily myself. But as we grow, and I can bring on, afford to bring on staff and everything, I'm sure, we can get that going. But yeah, I had an event, where I had to make, in 24 hours, 15 boxes.
Oh my
I
God.
can't tell you how much Red Bull that took. How much coffee. I had to make an assembly line, and I told myself, never again am I going to do it that way, because I felt like it was an assembly line. And I actually have a picture of all this big long table and all these bags of candy that are, like, because I would go and I have all of this candy, and the way that I used to do it was I would do one box at a time. When someone ordered a box, I would just pull out all my boxes of candy and toys, and I would go, one goes in there, and one goes in there, and
Oh,
one Twix goes in here, and one Snicker goes in there, and I was like, but one day I was like, that's just not gonna fly. I have to at least get that down, because that takes a good hour just to put the candy in, because there's so
oh,
much candy.
oh gosh.
So yeah, so now I have it all separated out, and when I get new candy, I pull out all of those bags and I like put like the new candies, replace it and put the new candies in and do it and stuff like that. So it's but I mean, so I'm ready to make it. But yeah, and I made we also do children's boxes, and I have
I'm
yet.
glad you brought that up because I was going to say, but it's not just for adults.
Not at all. We have okay. I have five nieces, and
Aw.
most of them are very young, and this is like kind of my chance to be like a father. So, um, I, I it's these little girls are all across the board with the things that they like, and it's
Oh,
so funny because I'm such a big kid. I watch Disney and Nickelodeon. I know a lot of these shows and all these things, and so I know exactly what they like, and I get so excited when they like things that their uncle likes, like Vampirina and Monster High and and things like that, and Hotel Transylvania and everything. I'm like, oh, okay, like that's what's so much fun because I am like a big kid myself, or like a little 14-year-old girl. I'm like a 12-year-old girl. I am, because I'm like, oh, okay, you have to have the special, makeup book, and you got to have this doll, but she can't have this dress. She just has this dress because this is the dress that all the kids seem to like. And oh yeah, that I put so much thought into this. So these children's boxes rock. I mean, they're like the best boxes. I call it Kids Crate of Fear.
oh, that's so cute.
And it's just so much fun, like, because there's so many little things in it that are stickers and coloring books and toys and dolls and special, fun candy just for the kids, and I mean, you name it, little plates and little dishes and things like that for Vampirina or Monster High or whatever it is, and stuff, and that is something that I'm really waiting till the day that someone buys one of our kids boxes, and does a video, because
Oh,
these kids would be over the moon. It's like a huge box of Christmas and Halloween in I mean, and I
oh
say
my gosh.
huge.
Oh
Yeah,
my,
because I mean it's and socks, and I mean so many things. It's just so much fun. And these kids, it's just like so many things inside this box. These kids would go crazy, and I could see someone buying it for like maybe one of our deluxe boxes, let's say, which is the more expensive one. Because then you get the more expensive, the bigger the box, the more stuff you get. But I could really see, let's say, if you had a family of like a few kids or something like that, and just buying that
oh,
box and saying, "Here, kids, go at it."
oh.
And there's just so much in there that no one is going to be unhappy, and it's just so much fun. And then also, I had so much Vampirina stuff that I said I better do a Vampirina box, and I could do a Monster High box too. I can do, like I said, any kind of box, but I just had so much Vampirina, I thought I better do a Vampirina box.
I noticed that one, like, oh, how cute. That's so fun. Like, if I was a little kid or if I had, some kind of kids in my life that liked this, I'd be just cuckoo crazy. I'd be like, please, please, that's what I want for Halloween, Christmas, and birthday.
See, and the thing is that's what I'm waiting. I am there's something called like oh, something Mama. There's a series of like blogs, like something Mama. Have you
Oh,
heard those? Yeah,
no.
it's like the first word I can't think of, what quirky, like quirky Mama, and things like that. And I've been trying to get them to embrace Ghoulish Goodies, because they're going to be the people who are going directly to these families and to these
Oh.
housewives and stuff like that, who would be interested in this kind of thing for their kid. So I haven't really broken through that glass door yet, but I'm hoping that we will.
That's so
Because,
smart.
well, like I said, the thing is I don't think people think of a company that has stuff for, Friday the 13th and Halloween and gory and, that are going to have stuff that those same people would
Oh.
know what their kids would like and have something that's very safe. But when I say it's for kids, like I said, I have five nieces, and most of them are really young. And let me tell you, every year, I put together, bags for little treat bags and stuff like that for Halloween and Christmas, and I make them really special and really personalized for my
Aw.
nieces, and they just love it.
Oh, see, so you've already had the practice. You just took it to a different level in a specific genre.
Oh yeah, especially with and when I would make the Easter baskets, what I would do is I would share those online, and I'd say, "Look what I made for my nieces," and people say, "You should make a business out of making baskets," because this
Oh.
stuff is so cool. And that's when the thoughts, the seed was planted, and I started going, "Well, I don't know,
Oh
you know,
my gosh.
yeah," and that's kind of how all that started.
And isn't that so funny? Isn't it funny how life will just kind of throw you into another direction that you just weren't expecting at all? Like,
Oh yeah, most definitely. And the what's sad, unfortunately, about a lot of mystery boxes is a lot of mystery boxes have fallen to the wayside, and the whole mystery box craze has kind of fallen to the wayside as well. And the reason why is, unfortunately, there's a lot of like bad apples out there. There's
oh,
Yeah, there's people who, would go on eBay or, wherever, and you would order a mystery box, and then you would get, I mean, the mystery would be like how bad is the box going to be. And what would happen is you would get a bunch of used stuff. I'm talking like burritos, like half eaten burritos, and some old shoe, just one
oh
shoe,
no.
dirty socks. Yeah, people would do stuff like that. And the thing is
Oh.
they were protected because at first it was so new, and so eBay or whatever didn't really know, they didn't have a policy in place. So the thing is these people, it was basically buy at your own risk.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad that people do that, and so a lot of places, Etsy, Amazon, eBay, Mercari, they all put in place no mystery boxes.
Wow.
So you have to figure out ways to, you know, be a mystery box, but still, like, they want you to show the items and talk about the items that are in the boxes, which is hard because every box is different. So today, Courtney, let's say you bought a box from me of witches because you love witches. And then your friend buys the same box like 5 minutes later. You guys will get some things that are similar, but your boxes will be completely different.
Wow.
Yeah, because every box is completely different. I
Oh
mean,
my
every
gosh.
person is completely individual, and it's not, we are not an assembly line, and we don't just throw a bunch of things together, and I mean, when I buy something, let's say I see some Beetlejuice dolls, I'll buy like 10 Beetlejuice dolls, and I'll say, okay, these will be for the Beetlejuice box only. And then when someone orders a Beetlejuice box, if that doll is still available, I will put that doll in. If not, then I will go and I will find online, or in a store, I will find another Beetlejuice item to replace that doll.
Oh, see, and that's interesting you bring that up because I thought I was kind of, prepping for the interview and scoping the Facebook and the Instagram, and I was like, I wonder how come you don't have more pictures of the stuff. But I mean, I know that would give away the mystery, but then I wondered, like, well, maybe they can't give a tease, or so you kind of addressed that. What I was kind of wondering.
Well, actually, the website, just less than a month or so ago, about a month or so, um, I had people say that to me. They wanted to see what was in the boxes. So when we sold a box, I would put that up as the picture, and
Oh,
people didn't like it.
oh,
It killed sales.
oh.
It was so weird. I was like, wait a second. But now you can see what's in the boxes. And then when I went on the places where you have to show, like eBay and Mercari, people were like, well, I like this doll, but I don't like that. And I like from this box, I want this thing and all these things. And I said, well, that's like putting together a personalized box, which we can do. But the thing is, they wanted to like kind of pick things out, like from this box and from that box and things.
Oh,
And I was like, that's kind of not, this
what
isn't like a
the?
store like that, the mystery boxes isn't like a store. That's like an experience. So you know,
Yeah,
like,
you kind. It's a get
yeah,
what you get. You don't pitch a fit kind of a.
right. But at the same time, if they wanted a personalized box, then we would talk about, okay, so what kind of things do you like? But you still don't get to like go and pick out from
Each thing.
pictures of like 10 different boxes. Well, I like the bat from the stuffed bat from this box, but I like the bath bomb thing from that box or whatever, and things like that. I mean, that's the whole fun of it, because it's so funny, because sometimes when you tell us what you like, what we end up sending you is things that you wouldn't even picked out yourself, but that you would love anyway.
Yeah,
You
because
didn't
it's
even know that you would have
because
loved
you
that.
and you might not have known it existed, right? So then it's like,
Exactly.
oh, this is awesome. It's because it deals with whatever theme. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And
I
if people start looking at things, and they start thinking, oh, well then, I'm gonna like sort of nitpick. I want this from this and this from this and no, 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 no. That, because what happens is it ruins the whole excitement and the whole mystery theme behind it. So like I said, we can do the personalized boxes, and people can tell us, well, I like Nightmare Before Christmas, but not that specific magnet or doll that you saw in a picture, because what's going to happen is then we're going to be put in a position that those things could be seasonal, and we could be out of stock of them, and so we might not be able to get that, and so you're going right into a disappointment right away.
oh yeah.
So we never ever, want to go there, and we never want people to be unhappy or disappointed. So when you order Nightmare Before Christmas, like the Nightmare Before Christmas box, which is awesome, you're going to get a big box of awesome only Nightmare Before Christmas items. And if you're a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, you're going to be happy.
You'll love it because
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's the thing that we try to avoid, is making sure that it isn't a situation where people can, kind of, peck and pick and things like that, because that way, no one's going to be disappointed. Sorry, we don't have any more Exorcist chapstick, or,
Oh,
yeah, and we have Exorcist chapstick. We have Exorcist chapstick, and we have human centipede chapstick.
oh my
And the human it's so funny. The human centipede chapstick is called Pucker Up,
god.
and Exorcist is called Lick Me.
Oh my gosh. And
So there's
what boxes are those in?
in basically our horror boxes, any of our horror
Oh,
horror
that is
boxes.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just a fun experience. We don't want people to be, setting the stage for disappointment by going, well, I wanted, the that, chapstick, or I wanted that toy, or whatever. I mean, it's it's you get a box of Exorcist, and it's all Exorcist, and it's everything that you would like, or Friday the 13th, or Halloween, or whatever it is. And then, not only do we have the movies like that, but then we also have your, very specific, like, what do you like of Halloween? Witches, we have a witch box. Zombies, we have a zombie box. Ghosts, we have a ghost box. What?
You
Yeah,
do have a ghost
we
box?
do. We haven't really advertised that yet, because we started thinking, okay, now it could go down to spiders and everything. I think we need to just kind of put some out there, and then, just kind of like say, like, look, if we can do spiders, we can do bats, we have black cats, we have vampires. Our vampire box. I am a huge vampire fan. I love vampires.
Oh,
So I can tell you right now, I love witches and vampires. So hint, hint, those are our two best boxes because I couldn't stop buying stuff for those boxes because I'm like, I want one for myself. So I took one of everything that I bought.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I
I,
love.
I, that's a great question too. Like, it would be so hard, especially for me to buy some of this stuff. I'd be like, okay, one for you, one for me, one for you, one for
Oh,
me.
that's what I do. But that's what I do. And the thing is like it's crazy because I'm like, oh, I really like this, and there's only one of them. Well, I'm not putting that in the box then.
Oh,
and it, and it was so funny because I found these pumpkins. They're awesome. These pumpkins, and what they are is they're foam pumpkins, and they're carved out like they're skulls, like they have skull faces, and then they have this netting that is wrapped around it. And I saw only a few of them at this store, and I was like, I can't. I love them too much. I can't put them in the boxes. I have to have them myself. So then I went to the store the one day and they put out more and I saw more. So I grabbed a bunch of those. So some lucky people will be
oh,
getting, yeah, they're super cool. And I'm looking at them right now. They're on my shelf and they're super cool and really fun. So I find really fun things as well. And, you know, and it just gives that whole experience, and that's the most important thing. Is if you think of Ghoulish Goodies, in fact, actually, I used to call Ghoulish Goodies mystery fun boxes because that's
oh,
exactly what they were. But then I felt like, well, the name is too long, so now I just call it like the vampire box or the witch box or mystery box or whatever it is. But that's what we used to call it: mystery fun bags, mystery fun boxes. Yeah.
oh my gosh. I love it. I have been reluctant to buy one yet, but I thought, you know what? I kind of goofed on one of the contests that I ran for Halloween, and I forgot to send. I always give newsletter subscribers bonus entries, and I think it was the skeleton crew. They had some skull stuff to give away, and I
Oh,
forgot to send the bonus entry newsletter to the newsletter subscribers. So this is my way of making up to them. I was like,
that is
oh, this
so
will be even
awesome.
better.
No, that is so nice, and we appreciate that too. And I think, um, just listening to the excitement in your voice, I really think you would love one of our boxes. So if you buy a box from me, I will pimp it out for you. I know you will love it. I
Oh
mean,
my
whatever.
gosh.
Yeah, just let me know, like, if you want a personalized box or a spooky box, like I said, spooky box and the Halloween box, they're basically the same kind of idea. What that is that's a $60 box, and it's free U.S. shipping. We only ship in the U.S. because of the customs would ruin everything. They would open everything and ruin everything, and that would ruin the whole experience. So unfortunately, we can only ship within the U.S. However, the shipping is free, and we
Oh,
ship everything by FedEx with tracking. We document everything. We photograph everything. So for instance, you might wonder how, if I bought a box from you of, let's say, Chucky, you know, uh, um, Child's Play, and then I bought another box for myself since I love my first box. I, how would they be different? Here's how they're going to be different, because we we document it, then we photograph it, and we make sure when we put together your next box that not one of those items is in that box. You get all different items.
that's really cool. I like the fact that if you do like something a lot, like Chucky or witches or vampires, that
Hmm.
it's not just a one and done. You can come back and buy more. Like if you really, really like your first box, go back and get another one. Or
Exactly, or try different things as well. I have this one client on eBay. He's never left a review. He's never responded to an email. But seems to love his boxes because he bought a Leatherface box.
oh my
And
gosh,
then, yeah, he bought a Leatherface box, didn't leave any feedback, didn't leave a review or anything like that. And I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe he didn't like it. But yet, there's no good or bad, nothing there. So I just thought, well, it is what it is. Then I get, uh, like about a month later, two orders from the same person for Leatherface boxes, and they wanted the same one that they got, and then the biggest size, the deluxe box.
Oh.
So I went shopping, and that would be on demand. And I went shopping, and I look all over the internet. If it's not in my stock, I look all over the internet because he had basically like gotten all the stuff that I had in my stock. And so I was like, okay, this is a challenge. We can do this. And I went and I found for both boxes completely different items, some handmade, some store bought, and just put together two really special boxes. Never heard from him, but then he ordered again.
Oh my gosh.
So the thing is they must be loving the Leatherface. And I had another guy who loves Michael Myers from Halloween, and he just kept saying, he has left feedback, and he just kept saying, I wish I could I had the money to order this every day, because I told him, if you ordered, every box that you order will always be different, because I photograph and document it. So I can see. So if I say, nope, we can't put that t-shirt in there because we already have that one. So we're going to put a different t-shirt in there. And we're going to put a different doll in there.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's always going to be different. Same thing with witches, vampires, Monster High, whatever it is. It will always be different. So you could buy that same box 10 times in a row, and it's going to be completely different every time.
I thought the photos, I was just thinking, oh, the photos are, in case if something gets broken or whatever, you would have a photo. No, when we sent it, but no, that's really smart.
Yeah, it could be used for that too as well. There's that security on, to protect both parties. But yeah, that's the thing is I've had several people buy our Godzilla box, and it was funny because I didn't think there was going to be a market for that really. And all of a sudden that was like one of our more popular boxes, and I just kept making it better and better. Like a big soft Godzilla blanket and
Ooh.
Blu-rays, and oh yeah, it's really, it's really really fun. And some people challenged me, and I had to keep going. Okay, Godzilla, what else do we have? And but you'd be surprised. Pretty much anything you're looking for is out there, and I know how to find things. And so for me, it's a lot of fun to go shopping for your boxes.
Oh my God. And I love the fact that you love to shop.
Oh, I
Especially
love
for
to
this
shop.
kind of stuff. This is the best kind of things to shop for, but that's so fun.
Oh, I have a Halloween obsession, like big time. There were these. There was this one store, and I walked in, and they had these Halloween blankets, and everyone knows me at our local stores as Mr. Halloween, because I come in and clean out their Halloween section.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so like today, like this weekend, will you be going hitting up the sales and stuff?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I've already been doing it. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's and but I can't wait till then. So I always do it. I always do it when the stuff the first comes out too as well. So I get the pick of the litter, and I
yeah,
just
the
keep
best
going
stuff.
back. And yeah, and it was so funny because these ladies, we were sitting outside, and this one lady who works in the store, she said, I came out with a big cart of stuff, and I said, "Oh, I just meant to go in to just get something else." And I look what I got. And she goes, "Did you see the Halloween blankets they just put out?" I said, "No. Where were those at?" She goes, "They're not in the section with the Halloween stuff." She goes, "They're back in this other section." I was like, "Okay." So this other lady starts smoking real quick, who was sitting there smoking outside. She's like, "Oh, I have to get in there before you get them all." And I said, "I'll save you one of each design." The woman said, "There's 5 different designs," and I said, "I'll save you one of each design." And I said, "And then once you pick out what you want, I'm taking everything else." And I did. I went in there, and as she comes back, I had my cart filled to the top with these blankets.
Oh my God.
And these blankets are absolutely incredible. These are beautiful blankets. We just did a Halloween event. We don't do too many live events. It's just too much work. But we did this Halloween marketplace on the 19th of this month, and we were just selling those blankets out the door. I
Oh
was
my
I was
gosh.
kicking myself for not bringing enough. Yeah, I mean, people as soon as they saw them, they were just because they're 50 by 70, they're huge and they're
Ooh.
really plush and soft, and they have these awesome different Halloween designs, and I have 5 different designs, and we sell those on the website as well, and they're just amazing. And you
Oh.
can't find them in any store. I looked all over the internet to trying to find pictures because I was too lazy to take pictures of them, and I couldn't find anything online hardly. It was crazy.
Oh my
So
gosh. I
I
saw
we,
those under your, I think it's in the home creepy home decor, right?
yes, in the home decor, and yeah, you'll find in miscellaneous and in creepy home decor all of our kind of ghoulish goodies that are not like the mystery boxes and stuff like that.
That's so cool. Yeah, those blankets, like I'm like, oh, I like that one, and I like that one, and I like that one.
Oh, Courtney, they're amazing. I that's more I had to have one of each. I
Oh,
have so many blankets. I don't even know if I would ever in my lifetime use them, but I just want them. I'm gonna
that
have to
I
get a
totally
storage unit.
understand. Like, totally get it.
I always tell people I can't have company because because I know any day how that Hoarders is going to be calling me to ask me if I can be on the Halloween episode. Because my place looks like the Adams Family storage unit. I'm telling that right now. It really does.
That's awesome. Like, that's a really, to me, that's a good problem to have, but
Oh yeah.
maybe to you, that's
I mean, I'm sitting in my office right now, and there's barely enough room for me and my computer because the stuff is piled to the ceiling. It's like I have these purple and black totes, and just looking across the room, vampire, Rocky Horror, evil clown, monster mask, sugar skull, bat-tastic, Leatherface, Jason Voorhees. I mean, just everywhere.
oh my gosh, that's a
Yeah.
yeah. Because I, oops, whoop, I'm losing myself. I noticed that too on there that you had the De los Muertos, and I mean, you've got everything covered.
Oh yeah, and it's so fun. It's so wonderful that you mentioned that because De los Muertos, right now is happening. That's when I lived in Los Angeles, I got to experience that on such a personal level. It was so amazing. They have I think it was Hollywood Forever Cemetery, and they had this huge party there, and people were sitting around, sitting on on gravestones eating churros, and there were
Oh,
parades. And let me tell you, I told my mom, I said, Mom, because we're Catholic, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I was sitting on a gravestone eating a churro. She's like, Kevin. And I said, no. I said, it's different. It's not disrespecting the dead. It's not, Kevin, you can't do that. That's disrespectful. I
oh
said,
no.
no, it's totally different. In Mexican culture, it's a celebration of the dead. It's this beautiful, amazing thing that a lot of people just think, ugh, graveyards, they're scary and dark. And I mean, you and I love these things, but like most people are like, ugh, I don't
It's
want
so
to,
depressing.
yeah,
Yeah.
depressing. I don't want to be there unless I need to. They had the mausoleums set up like art
Oh,
museums, and they had all this art hanging up, and they had music playing, and they had food
wow.
trucks. Oh yeah, and then so many of the grave sites, so many of the gravestones, all of these families of the people who had passed, they had decorated them with lights and fruits and foods and decorations, and I've never seen anything like that in my life. It was so exciting. And then there was this parade of the dead where all these people were wearing the sugar skulls, and the whole, it was like, oh, it was incredible. And they lit up the whole cemetery, and it was just absolutely incredible. I would tell anyone, if you can go to that event, definitely go to it. But that changed me. I saw death on a completely different level. I was like, my boxes just became so much more exciting and special when it came to that. So, yes, I do have a De La Muertos Day of the Dead box that is really awesome. Masks and
Ooh.
decorations and just really, really fun things. And it's all De La Muertos.
Oh my gosh. That's so you said how you like to watch Disney. So did you see Coco?
I did. I saw Coco, and I also saw The Book of Life. And
Oh,
and my favorite is the villain.
Really?
Did you ever see? It looks like he's wearing a chandelier on his head. I
Oh
have the action
yeah,
figure. He is the best. I mean, I love Disney villains, and I don't know if that. I don't think that's a Disney movie, but I love like all those kind of villains and stuff. My favorite being Maleficent,
get out of
and
here.
oh, my
Oh,
favorite.
because a witch, right?
Yeah, yeah. I love
Oh, that's
witches. Love witches. So I love, Snow White, witch, and Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent and things like that. But yeah, and he is this awesome looking. Um, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Oh, it was this there for a second. But yeah, he's basically this this the guy who or the demon or whoever he is the keeper of the underworld, and he doesn't want to be stuck in the underworld, and so the only way he can do that is to trade a human life, and so he's trying to trick like living people, humans, into dying so that he can come back. And it's
oh,
yeah it's a really cool movie, Book of Life, and so he it's really cool, and then the whole realm of, just like Coco, they go to the other side, and it's just this big party, and it's just amazing. It's just and instead of people dreading death, to embrace death makes, because it's it is inevitable for everybody. As they say, what is it? That saying, it's Myrtos. Oh, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I say it every so often, but it means everybody dies. So the thing is to embrace death the way that the Mexican culture, the Spanish culture, embraces death with Day of the Dead. I'm probably saying it wrong every time I say it. Dia Muertos. Uh,
no,
um,
I love this though because that's when I watched Coco, I was like, oh, I have a whole different approach. So I totally understand what you're saying, that it should be more of a. I know we hurt as the humans left behind, but on this day, it's so much more to be able to bring them back in a way and to honor them
e-
and who they were. And
exactly. I think a lot of people, myself included, God rest her soul. My grandmother was, probably the closest person I've ever had, in my life. I had the closest bond with her. And when she died, I felt like my world had ended and a part of me had died. And I didn't want to think about her or talk about her or anything, because it would make me sad. It would make me cry. And still to this day it does. But the thing is like, when you look at something like that, it's like, my grandmother wouldn't want me to sit around and cry about her and everything. She'd want me to celebrate her life. She'd
oh,
want me to be happy when I thought about her and think about the good times and things like that. And that's exactly what they do in the Mexican culture with Day of the Dead. Is, like I said, I think a lot of people need to experience, though, like a party in a cemetery like that. That was just this incredible party, and I just got it. And then when you watch, Coco or the Book of Life, and you just get it, and you say, wow, this is really, really amazing. It's a really cool way to look at things. So that's the kind of excitement I put into that box, into my Day
I
of Muertos
love
box.
I love that. And I had to look up Book of Life because I thought that sounds familiar, but no, I've never seen that. So I'm gonna go Google my Roku and see,
Oh, you
or
got to watch it,
search my,
Courtney.
and
You got to
then
watch it.
watch that.
Yeah, you'll love it. And the villain, he's fantastic. He reminds me a little bit of Hades, from Hercules, who I love.
Okay.
James Woods did an incredible job as Hercules. Excuse me, as Hades in the movie Hercules. I don't know if you ever saw the cartoon Hercules.
I don't think I think I did, but I don't remember it that well. So now
Oh,
I've got a
Hades
lot
is.
to watch.
Oh, you got to watch. Yeah, you got to watch it, because Hades is right up there with all the other Disney villains. He's incredible. I have action figures of him and everything. I love Hades.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really he's yeah. But this one's like that. He's he's really clever. He thinks he's really clever, and you know he's not your typical villain. And also it shows you that even villains have, when you watch Book of Life, even villains have a human side or a softer side.
Aw.
Yeah, and that's kind of what is going on in Book of Life. And I think they handled it. I've never seen any cartoon or anything that showed you without giving anything away, showed you that like uh, scenario. Uh,
Oh.
yeah, of the villain like having to, you know, look at his own mortality. It, it's
Oh.
it's it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's okay. So definitely that is what I will search out and watch today then because it's a perfect day. And
Yeah, yeah. Let me know what you think of it. I mean, I think you're gonna get a big kick out of it. But the fact that, like, just like Coco, there's all this sadness. Remember, they were really sad and everything, and then it's like, don't be sad. And then when they go to that world, to the underworld, it's just this big, huge party, and it's just, that's exactly what this one's like as well.
oh, cool.
Yeah, and that passion and that excitement is what I want people to get out of the Day of the Dead De La Muertos box that
And
I
out
put.
of ghoulish goodies in general, right?
Of course, and out of exactly.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I just realized how long we've been,
I
and I
know,
did
right?
not mean to keep you that long, but it's been an awesome talk. But I probably should let you get to your real. I'm back to ghoulish goodies. But I wanted to thank you for I'm so grateful you're like, yeah, sure, why not? Because I'm still sort of new to all this stuff, but I was like, that would make it very, and it's actually been like I never know what an interview will be, and I'm always a little bit nervous, but this one was phenomenal. I
It
had
was.
such a pleasure talking to you.
It was such a pleasure talking to you too. I had so much fun, and I really hope that like people have a better idea of where what Ghoulish Goodies is and what we offer and what they might expect. And with the holidays coming up, I mean, even though we're all year round, with the holidays coming up, these make perfect gifts because they're so unique, they're so special that it's just something that no one could ever expect.
Expect, right? Yeah, and they wouldn't know, and it would be so appreciated. And really, that I mean, if you're gonna go big, birthdays, Christmas, and Halloween for me.
Exactly. Easter, I mean, you name it. I mean, we're here for all of the holidays, and we're here, 365 a year, always. Like, every day is Halloween at Ghoulish Goodies.
Oh, I love that. Every day is Halloween. I'm gonna write that one down to remember too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's our motto. Every day is Halloween at Ghoulish Goodies. Although, like I said, we can do any kind of box. So if people are like, "Well, I really love the concept, but I don't really, like Halloween or horror," well, you've come to the right place as well because, if you say you want a box of Bambi, we can make Bambi, we can make Disney, we can make whatever it is that you want. So.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, just remember, I love to shop. I'm a shopaholic. You came to the right place.
You're like the personal shopper for people who want custom cool boxes.
Exactly. It's so funny that you say it that way, Courtney, but it's actually very true. Actually, several people said, "Well, why don't you just be a personal shopper, company?" And I said, it's kind of funny because in a way, that's what I am.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we are. But I also just can't let go of the mystery. Like I said, like I told you before, a lot of the mystery boxes that other people who've done mystery boxes are falling to the wayside because of people being burned by getting boxes and stuff like that, and bad experiences and stuff, and people just maybe not feeling it anymore. But there is something to be said about getting something in the mail and looking forward to it coming. It's the whole thing of looking forward to it coming. What could be inside of it? You'd become a big kid again. And then when you open it, it gives you what you're expecting and much, much more because like I said, it's an like a virtual experience. It's this huge experience. It's not just, okay, here's some stuff in a box. I was waiting for something to come from Amazon. You still get excited, but imagine getting excited and then not even knowing what's inside the box, but you just know it's going to be something wonderful.
That's even I love it. I mean, to me, I love the whole concept, and I really love the what you specialize in, because that's my most favorite thing in the world is horror, Halloween, paranormal, all of that.
That's
Horror. I
awesome.
mean, it's just that's what I think. It's a great concept. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I know your listeners are gonna love it. I know you would love it. I mean, like I said, we put a lot of love and passion and thought and everything into every single box, and every customer is totally unique and individual. And so, like I said, that's why we say, and we mean it, no two boxes are exactly alike.
oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, I cannot thank you enough so much for your time and all this great information and newsletters. Keep your eye out for the special newsletter. And thanks again, Kevin.
Thank you, Courtney. It was absolutely amazing. And, I just send out a huge shout out to all your listeners and Haunt Johns and everything. And I really appreciate you taking the time to do this interview today.
Ah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I will see you online.
Okay. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween and happy Dia de los Muertos.
Yes. Yes. You too.
Okay,
Bye
bye.
now. Bye bye.